On the YouTube, man. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? I don't think y'all ready for this. I just got off with the queen of content, Miss J is for Justice. You can find her on YouTube. I am an infant when it comes to I am simply an infant when it comes to the true crime world. This case, Heidi's case, is only really the second case that I've ever followed. Before the Kelsey Barrett case, I um, I knew nothing of the true crime world. What true crime was to me was Netflix making of a murderer, and through the Kelsey Barrett case, I was introduced to the live world and the live world of the internet sleuth, the internet investigator, the true crime investigator on YouTube and in these live streams. I was introduced to this by J is for Justice. So she was one of the first to reach out to me during the Kelsey Barrett case. And so I was able to really go back and see how Jay did it, watch some of Jay's lives, and be a part of some of Jay's lives. And Jay does I said it the other day, is one of the most isn't on top of one of the most consistent true crime channels on YouTube. We just got off a live video and 1,000 people watching, right? That's a cool number, bro. We got 100 people. See, I can put 100 people in a room here in Woodland Park. I don't have a room in Woodland Park that'll hold 1,000 people, except maybe one of the big churches. And I just got out of a live with Jay with over 1,000 people watching all over the world, and the stage is just growing for Jay. In that live, during that live video, people in the chat started screaming out, Jay, you're on the news in Austin, Texas. Now, earlier today, Jay and I had been texting back and forth about some stuff, and Jay texted to me. She said, the reporters are reaching out to me. And I was like, yeah, I'm talking to some reporters too. She didn't give me any more explanation than that. She just said the reporters are reaching out to me. I should have caught on to that. Well, during our live video, news stations in Austin are running part of Jay's podcast, and they're using a clip that happened last night when all of this information was flooding in about the house in Houston. And during they were showing the house, and Jay had pulled the address, and all of a sudden, Jay's guest, they say Megan's name out loud, and Jay's guests go, "Oh my God, that's Megan's house. That's Megan's house. That's Megan's house." Because it had a registry, a baby registry. So it wasn't the address, it was just that baby registry that was tied to that address. And she realized that that was Megan, Heidi's best friend. And it's a real raw, emotional interview. You need to go check it out. They just played cuts of it all over the news. And I have a feeling by tomorrow morning, that clip is going to be played on news stations around the country, if not the world. Now that they have got this woman in custody, everybody's going to want to know what happened. And Jay happened to capture probably the most raw moment of emotion from one of Heidi's friends. Now, this isn't about Jay getting famous. This isn't about when I was leaving Jay's live, she was like, stay humble for hashtag humble for Heidi. I want you to understand that Jay can take pride in her humbled position. So to get excited for Jay and for Jay to want to share that stuff, and I'm going to cut it up and share it too. It's not about Jay not being humble. I want you to be clear on that. I want you to understand what's really going on. Like what happened is they played Jay's clip on the news. Whoop-de-doo. Everybody makes the news, right? No, that's not what's happening though. That's what I want to make clear. What happened? They played the news. What's really going on is the world is changing. So what happened is they played Jay's YouTube on the news. Oh, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo. What's really going on is the world is changing, and how the world views online is changing. And when someone as good as Jay is, we all know Jay. We all love Jay. As good as Jay, and let's first back up, because I was doing a live video too. And I made fun of Jay. And I made fun of that actual live video she was doing. Now, I didn't do it there was no hate or no anger or no resentment in my heart towards Jay at all. It's more like a big brother teasing I was doing, right? I was kind of big brother teasing Jay last night on one of my lives. Well, this morning or this afternoon, I got a hold of Jay and was like, oh, fucked up. I'm so sorry, and apologize. But what's ironic to me now is that had I not reached out to Jay today and she would have had this cool moment, I don't feel like I could have reached out like today and have been like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was talking bad about your live. So part of me is happy that I heard a little voice that said, hey, reach out to Jay today and talk to her, because I did. And I apologized to her, and I actually apologized to all her viewers. Jay's not mad at me. We just got off a 2-hour live. But it was funny because the one freaking live that I'm cutting jokes at gets cut up and put on mainstream media. That was a lesson for me. That was a lesson for me. Now, I was knocking people out of this freaking chat yesterday because they were trying to come on here and make fun of Jay or try to bash Jay. And I was just like, block. I'm supposed to go unblock some people right now, actually. I got to go unblock a couple of folks because I blocked some of Jay's mods because I don't know what was going on, but it was this fight going on, and I just started blocking people. Either way, I am so pumped for Jay. You can see my genuine reaction over on Jay's channel, because what's happening is they play Jay's clip on the news, but what's really going on is what excites me. And that is, there are some content creators amongst us that are going to change the game. And it's already changing. You know, it happened for me in the Kelsey Barrett case. Now, I got thrust into this because I live in Woodland Park, but nevertheless, I got thrust into it and I got some exposure, and I realized how this can be used to not only help, but how it can be used to entertain, how it can be used, and how it's going to be used around the world. And because of watching and listening to that clip they played, and now I got to go back and listen to the whole damn thing again, like her whole YouTube again. So go back and watch that whole show that she put up again, because you're going to want to. After watching it now, after all the drama, oh God, it's so brilliant. Because when Jay is doing what she's supposed to be doing and not have to deal with drama, it's when she shines. And no matter the content that was coming out of last night, no matter how I felt about different things that were being said early on, no matter what I joked about, Jay was doing what she loved. It was a brilliant interview, and it happened in a brilliant moment. So Jay will stay humble, #humbled. She can take some pride in being the best on the tube last night. She can take some pride in that. She gets permission to take a little pride in her work and in her art. And so Don't try to bring her down by, oh, stay humble, stay this, stay that. She gets to take some pride in all of that. So I'm happy and I'm excited for her. And I'm so excited for her. I'm like telling her, all right, we got this clip now. Let's utilize it. And I'm telling her, this is what you need to do with it. And we need to find out who the conglomerate is. And we're tagging them bitches. And this clip tomorrow is going to be in every freaking, yeah, she's fine. That girl is fine. But we're going to go Hollywood and we're going to take y'all with us. So don't get all pissy, because this ain't the first time Jay's face is going to be on the big screen. This ain't the first time Jay's face is going to be in front of. So we're going to go Hollywood, like y'all would say. No, when you go all Hollywood, remember us. Fine. We're headed that way. Do you want to go on the ride? That's what we're going to tell you. So, and it's not a matter of being prideful about this. It's taking pride in your work and what you're doing, and believing in what you're doing and that it's making a difference. And it is. They can't take that away anymore. It's written in stone, or at least it's written on the media books. When people talk about, when people forever Google about what happened to Heidi, they will come across J is for Justice. And that's brilliant. She is written in there. It's brilliant. Brilliant. So anyway, let's talk the arrest. Let's talk what happened. Let's talk what's really going down with this case right now. And we'll kick it off and go from there. I am so happy about what happened tonight. And I am completely torn by what's going on with this case. So we'll switch gears a little bit. I want to I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. I need to go find I'm gonna go find this clip and throw this clip up there, because really this clip sums up what happened last night and what's happening in this case. And so I'm gonna go find this. Is there anybody in here that has a link to that clip, by the way? Admittedly, I didn't. So if one of you guys is in this chat right now and you have that clip from Jay's shit, what do I need to go find? I need to go find that clip. I'm gonna find it. It's I can't remember what it's, KOHU or KOU. What freaking, it was KHOU YouTube. Okay, that's what I can't remember those call signs. KHOU YouTube. There we go. KHOU. That's what we want to go to. KHOU. Here we go. Boom. Heidi Russell, friends shocked at charges. That's it. Boom. All right, here we go. I'm going to play this clip, Jay's clip right here. I'm so happy I got this clip. I'm going to rip this clip down. So, all right, here we go. We're going to play this clip that I'm talking about, that I opened this show up with, because, you know, Jay's my friend and she's the queen of content. And it's happening right here in front of everybody's face. We just want to let people know. So let me kick that off, kick that down. Audio's up. Let's go full screen with it. Boom.
Charges were filed against Firamuska today, but friends say they are shocked she's accused of having anything to do with it at all. Lauren Tallarico in Northwest Harris County tonight with that part of the story. Lauren?
Well, Len, last night, before this whole thing started to unravel, one of her best friends, one of Heidi's best friends, was on a live podcast when she found out what was unraveling right here at Megan's home, and she couldn't believe it. Before the world knew, Heidi Broussard's life ended tragically.
This is Megan and Christopher here.
One of Heidi's best friends, Carissa Nolte, was a live guest on a podcast called J is for Justice.
I think they're just hopeful that she returns no matter what.
At the same time, information started rolling in about a search at a home on Bojack Drive. The hosts Googled the address.
There is a baby registry to the owners of that house. Megan, Humphrey, and Christopher Green have a baby registry.
Oh my God, that's Megan's house. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What?
What?
That's Megan, her best friend that met her at church camp with me.
Carissa says they all met 24 years ago in Columbus, Texas. Heidi stayed close to Megan, but Carissa just reconnected with her since Heidi went missing.
I've talked to Megan every day, all day. She's been like sick over this. She just had a baby and she's breastfeeding.
This girl Megan just had a baby?
Yes.
How long
And
ago?
her name's Luna. She's 15 days old, 16 days old. Her and Heidi are best friends. She was there in the room when Heidi had Margot.
Did you see her baby?
I haven't seen pictures of her.
But it's a girl.
Yes.
Megan for sure like had a baby.
She said she told us she went to a birthing center and had her baby.
Throughout the interview, Carissa says Megan told her she's a wedding planner in Houston and her baby's name is Luna May. Although Carissa never saw the baby, she did hear her over the phone.
I even told her she sounded sweet.
As far as Christopher Green, the man who owns this home, he hasn't been charged at this point. And apparently, during that interview, Carissa told them that he was the baby's father. But of course, still a lot in this investigation. Len.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot for police to work through tonight. Lauren, thank you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it not because of what's happened in that interview was massive emotion. I just love that Jay's getting the props she deserves. It was timing, everything. So that's what happened. So yesterday they arrested Megan. And she was arraigned today on some charges, but they were traffic violations out of Houston. So she is going to end up going back to Austin, where she will then, they're not going back. They're not going to let her out. She's on like a $600,000 bond to get out. So we want to see too. Oh, you want me to play again? Did y'all not see it, Julie? Y'all just getting here? I don't mind playing it again. I ain't going nowhere. Let's play it again. We'll play that stuff again right now. Y'all want to play it again? We'll play it again. What? I don't know if I'm allowed to post it here without permission. What? What do you want to post? Waiting for DWAP to reply. What are you wanting to post? Yeah. The whole live. So the whole live is no, I was talking about to Marie Kelly. I got you. Yeah, the whole live. Just go over to JS for Justice channel. Somebody can put I don't think y'all can put links in if you're not a mod. But no, J is for Justice. Look, this is her logo. You just saw her logo. Go find her. If you type in J is for Justice on YouTube, you're gonna find Jay. So it's not going to be hard to find that video. I just got off a live with her. We were doing a 2-hour live when we found out about this news thing, and that kind of shook Jay. And I understand it shook me. It's because of the use of it. It isn't about being on the news. It's literally about the validation of what's happening in the world right in front of us. And the way that the news travels so fast, they can't hold it back on social media because of people like Jay. She's doing an interview with a friend that they didn't get that friend. This friend came from someone that came from someone that came from someone. And so it's brilliant how it unfolded. It's brilliant that Jay was on top of it. But on the same note, what I was literally making jokes about with Jay last night, and how I was joking about and how I was telling people need to watch what they say about Shane and different things like that. On on the same note, Jay never gets to the point where she's at that moment if she's not talking the other stuff. Nope. Everybody was talking Shane, and then all of a sudden the news broke, and that's when all this went down. And so if they weren't on there talking that stuff, if they weren't on there speculating, if they weren't going back and forth, they never get to the point where all this information comes out. And so, again, Jay said it last night on that same video. She says, I'm going to have to eat crow for the things I said about Shane. I'm going to have to eat crow for the things that I said about them for saying things about Shane, because they don't get to the point where they're talking and all of a sudden the house comes up and they find all this location and they have this literal, oh my God moment. I mean, you hear Jay gasp. She was like, I can't believe they left the gasp in there. And I was like, that's brilliant. It is such a raw emotion of what's the moment is. They're realizing that, oh my, Jay realized it. That's why she gasped, by the way. I don't think Jay thought for a second this girl had a baby. She knew immediately what had just happened, taken place. And even the caller was still thinking that there was a baby, Luna. Even the caller was thinking that. And so hats off to Jay is for Justice. I'm so glad she didn't get too mad at me. I'm so glad she didn't call me when I called her today to apologize and say tell her, or when I texted her, I was like, I'm glad. For me, it's good it went down, because had I waited a day, had I waited one extra day, Jay would have been like, you're just calling me because I got on the news. And so I'm just glad I got to be authentic in my apology with her before we found out she was making mad news tonight. Someone explain to D-Wop. What do you want to explain to me about? I don't care. What do you want to explain? What are you going to try to explain to me? What do y'all want to explain? Laura said a few minutes ago that she wasn't jealous of Jay. She's mad because personal stuff that happened after Jay's live. Well, explain to me what? It also a good thing to have Jays for Justice open door to be able to come on platform to get the word out. Same with D-Wop. Sandra, someone tweeted they arrested another, but no confirmed yet. I'm lost. Sarah, you're lost. I'm lost too. Oh, I shouldn't even be throwing these things up here right here, because can I just throw them up there like this? Jays for Justice, were you able to see what I posted regarding the owners of the TV channel? There you go. Say he is the baby's father. Oh, okay. No. So on Jay is Live, the caller explains that Megan said the baby was Chris's. That's what the caller explains, but we know that was Megan lying. And so Purple is so butthurt over there trashing Jay, so I had to go in there and laugh out no filter. Oh, Shell, don't worry. Let them do their thing. That's what they did to me. And so, no, let them do their thing. Jelly, 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 jelly. Say my name. Of course they're all saying Jay's name. Shit, Dad, with the phone is saying Jay's name right now. Jay's representing the online sleuther in the Heidi, in this case, in the I don't. So, we got callers. We'll take a caller or two. Well, we got a caller. Who is this?
This is Michelle, but what I was calling you about, I can't be like on the video. It's my I'm the one that contacted you about being accidentally blocked, and you told me to get in touch with you.
Oh yeah, but you're on the video right now. Hey, well, I'm live on video, and so that means you're live on video.
Oh well, hey everyone. I need to go find some live video. But what I'll do is I'll hang up and just text you my information.
All right.
Oh, well, now you got it. No, you don't have my name, though. I'll text you that, okay?
All right. You can text me your
All right,
information.
and I'm going on YouTube now to watch. I didn't know you were live.
Yep, I'm live.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
People been getting blocked. I'm supposed to unblock some people. Don't you ever wrench, Jay? Can't you unblock some people? Are you not allowed to unblock people, Jay? Because didn't you tell me I was supposed to unblock some people? Jay don't have a wrench no more. Oops. Yes, she does. Don't you have a wrench? Jay should have a wrench. Why doesn't Jay have a wrench? I don't know who I'm supposed to unblock. I'm going to have to give my channel over to somebody to clean it up. Because let's see. I don't want to go big screen. I'm trying to get these people unblocked because Jay's like, you got to go unblock these people. I'm like, what the hell am I saying? I don't know. You're the one who blocked them. She's like, she told me to go. I don't want to listen to Scott Reich right now. I want to listen to Dad with a phone so that I can. Let's go to live chat, top chat. Jay's got a wrench. Oh, I ain't worried about that then. They'll figure it out. I want to call. What do you mean you want to call? Lisa, you want to call me? All right, you can call in right now. I was going to talk about Heidi's case. If y'all want to talk about Heidi's case, then you can call in. We can talk about that in your creator studio. Oh, that's right. I got to go. Just go to the community. Hey, so Jay, can you text me the names of those people in my creator studio, or the name of those people you want me to unblock? Because they've been texting you and asking you to get unblocked. You can get unblocked. Everybody need to be unblocked. So, all right. From a guy saying he is the baby's father, he was seeing Heidi. He stated in the video he gave the email, unblock Georgia Gog. Oh, yeah, that's what she said. But I'm not in, so I have to go into my creator studio and do that in YouTube. Geez, I don't want to do that while this live video. I should have done that before. I'm gonna have to give somebody access because I don't freaking go remember all this. Yeah, I will. All right, she'll text me and get him to me. I'm blocked by Jay. Laugh out loud. Oh well, there you go. I threw my number up there if you want to call in. Oh, I don't know if I want to open a panel up tonight. I think I'll take phone calls instead. D-Wop, can you replay the news clip? I can do that. I do have some time for that. Las Vegas calling me, though. Let's talk to Las Vegas for a second. Then we'll replay that clip. You're live with Dad with a phone.
Hey, D-Wop, how are you?
Good. How are you? Where are you calling in from tonight?
I'm good. Las Vegas, Nevada.
And
I'm Lisa.
Lisa. So how long you been? So how should I know? Should I know who Lisa is, or how long have you called in before?
No, I've never called in before.
Oh, okay.
I've been watching your show since Jay kept talking about you and how great you are. I was on her live last night. I heard her live go down.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I was doing a live and I was joking about Jay, and I had to eat crow tonight. But
that's all right. That's what I like about you guys, because you at least eat crow. You don't keep going on with the lie. So I like it.
Oh, yeah, no. And like I said, Jay actually pulled me into this world, so it's kind of her fault anyway, so she made me. It's her fault. So what do you want to talk about tonight? What do you have? Do you have questions about the case? Do you have a comment?
Yeah. The comment that I had, or at least the question I had for you or Jay, because I posted it on hers, but excuse me, I have a cold. But listening to it all go down live last night sent chills through me. And I got to give Jay props. She was so compassionate and so professional. I didn't mind the muted button. I totally understood it. She did an amazing job. But secondly, do you think the post that Megan made about selling the crib last January was to lure in another pregnant woman?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So
because
there
last
was
night on the
okay,
live-
that's what y'all found out. There was a post in the Facebook Market. Yeah, this Jay told me about this Facebook Marketplace. So Megan made a post for all listeners that don't know what we're talking about. Megan made a post on Facebook last January. Is that what you said?
Yes.
So last
2019.
January. Okay. And the post 2019 was for a baby
crib, a
crib.
white crib.
Yeah. And so now the speculation is not speculation, but the question is was she trying to get a baby and maybe trying to scope out another pregnant mom, maybe a random pregnant mom, to then try and pull this off? Because you got to understand what's happened is, for all intensive purposes, from what we know from Jay's caller and what we know of the information we have that's out there, Megan planned this murder to kidnap that baby. And it obviously didn't go as planned or work, but was she planning this prior with a random? It's very possible. It's very, very possible.
Yeah, because last night on the live, as everything was going down, people kept pulling up information. Her mods were on, like everybody was, as this was unfolding. I mean, seriously, it was the most amazing show I'd seen on YouTube in a long time. With all the Chris Watts stuff and all that stuff,
Damn.
this took the cake.
Damn,
and,
girl.
Just watching her mods go to work, and you can hear the clicking and everybody just going. You could hear it in Jay's voice last night, like, oh shit. She was just putting it all together. And I'm screaming at my monitor, you go, girl, say it, say it. But they pulled up, oh, here's this post that she made January 2019, and it was a post of a white crib. And then I thought, okay, and then Clarissa, which was Heidi's friend, stated, yeah, as soon as Heidi stated that she was pregnant, Megan said, oh, me too. What's your due date? And hers was the exact same due date. So I'm just wondering if maybe she had been plotting this before, and then as soon as Heidi announced her pregnancy, she decided to take Heidi's baby.
Kelly, don't give up on me. Somebody's getting mad because I haven't read their chat. It's flowing. This whole case is going to be crazy, because even though we've cut short, we're not going to be searching and there's not going to be any of that. Now the story's got to come, and it'll be interesting, because how do you think Megan's going to plead? Do you think she's going to plead guilty, or do you think she's going to try to fight this and go to trial?
I think that she's going to plead. I don't know. Number one, how many miscarriages has she had? Only a woman that has lost a baby or has been told she can't have one would go to lengths like this. That's my opinion. I don't see people that just want a baby because their friend wants one. There has to be something deeper. So I don't know. If she pleads anything, I mean, come on. Look, I don't want to say the evidence is all there, but like the evidence is all freaking there.
Yeah, they might not offer her a plea deal. They might not offer her a plea deal, but if she pleads guilty sometimes and just puts her, then all of a sudden she's just putting herself on the mercy of the judge. But the judge doesn't have to go through he doesn't have to hear testimonies and all that stuff. He then can sentence her based on her, where if all of a sudden, if Carissa's up on the stand telling this story about, because like what happened too is if this thing is to go to trial, there's a very strong chance that Jay and or Carissa become witnesses for sure. Carissa becomes a witness.
Definitely.
She becomes a witness because she talked to her, heard the baby in the background, knew this story about a baby named Luna, all this stuff. And so because of that, if this thing goes to trial, she's a witness. There's going to be other witnesses that come forward, because apparently this chick was calling everybody, because we listened to the conversation where she had called that other guy, Tim, up. You know,
Yeah.
the Equifine guy, I don't know, the EquiSearch guy. And so she was calling
Yeah.
all these people up, getting all this information, trying to get all this information. So this girl
And
is
Clarissa at one point said, I don't even know how she got my number. And then I think it was Jay or the speaker on with Jay last night, her mod, was saying, wait, maybe when she got Heidi, she also got Heidi's phone, and that's how she got everybody's numbers for the last 2 weeks.
Heidi's
So
phone
it was really,
ooh.
yeah, Heidi was missing with her keys, her phone, and her baby. You know, but last night, it was really, here's what was so amazing about last night. And Jay, really pay attention because you did such a spectacular job. Is the news was unfolding. I mean, literally unfolding. And her mods were on it and Jay was on it. Jay was just asking questions, doing her interview. But the questions she was asking was making the light bulbs in everybody who was watching our brain go off.
Oh, yeah. When she says, wait a minute, did you see the baby? You know? And she's like, no, I didn't see the baby.
Did anybody see her pregnant?
Yeah.
You know, when was her due date?
This chick's got a belly bump, and I'm going to have to eat it because of what I said.
Well, yeah, and Jay caught it right away. I caught it like as soon as Jay's tone changed, it made me kind of look at my screen and go, and I kind of backspaced it and listened again because she goes, well, you know, Megan just had a baby too. And Clarissa kept talking about that. And Jay goes, wait a minute. Megan just had a baby too? And as soon as she asked that, I perked up. And I was like, here she goes. This is what Jay does. She digs. She's got her little shovel out, and here she goes.
Nice.
And
no, it was brilliant.
It just unfolded. It was amazing. It gave goosebumps. It was one of the saddest interviews I heard. But Jay also did it again in one of her other podcasts, which I sound like I'm just drooling all over this woman, but
it's okay. We can love on Jay. I got no problem loving on Jay. We can
you
say all
worked
the
for a
nice
while
things.
there, D-Wop, and she was still giving you props. You did a great job on that jerk freeze. I watched you at the courthouse, and
I was razzing her, but I learned my lesson. It was more of a. It's not in no way, shape, or form was it negative in my heart. It was more of just having fun and razzing her. I made some mistakes because there were some other people that weren't in that. There were other people that weren't in that frame of mind, and I shouldn't have allowed that to go. But nevertheless, I'll apologize to you guys. I said some things that I shouldn't have said, and I should have cut some other things off before, and that's my fault. But Jay, you know how cool Jay is. So today I called and texted and apologized, and I did bribe her because I sent pictures of Ella, and I ain't gonna lie. And then I did a bunch of videos about Jay with Ella, so she would love me again. So
you're a class act, D-Wop. I love you. You're great.
But
I just wanted to give that question out, and I wanted to give Jay some props, and I don't want to take up the line all night.
All night, you take it up all night. We could talk about Jay all night. She's blushing right now, so she loves it. She absolutely loves it, and she needs to. Like I said at the beginning of this thing, Jay don't have a problem with humility. She don't have a problem with that. She'll be humble and everything, and you don't sit here and tell her to stay humble.
She doesn't have an agenda.
But she needs to take pride in her work, and she can look at that piece of work and that interview and go, "That's a damn good show." And it got recognized, and that's how good of a show it was. And so,
it's authentic. You're authentic too.
Well,
I like authentic shows. I like people that do what they love to do, and they're not like trying to appease the entire audience. If you like us, great. If you don't, get out.
Absolutely.
You can go to another channel, and that's what I like about you guys. I'm tired of the fakes and the frauds and the phonies of this world. God, Jay. You deserve this accolade tonight compared to the crap you've been through.
Well, I just love the timing of it too. It's pretty brilliant timing, and it's brilliance because even right now there are other lives going right now where people are furious and they're bad mouthing Jay. And they're going to continue. They're not going to stop bad mouthing Jay. They need to talk. That's what I expect, that there's going to be some bad mouthing of Jay in the next couple of days. And But that's what the counterfeits do. That's what the counterfeit
Yep.
creator does. The guys that aren't really doing content, the guys that aren't really going out and getting those interviews, the people that aren't, consistent. The best thing they can do is then fire arrows at other creators. And so, bam. Yes, Maria
I can't
Kelly.
stand that.
Maria Kelly, you can call in. I don't know what your question is because the chat's moving so quick. If you'll just call in, I'll have a conversation with me and you can tell me whatever you want, Maria. So I got somebody I've upset in chat. I'm trying to help them.
Oh, honey. Okay, well, you take care, and thank you so much for letting me speak. And I'm going to be watching you a lot now.
Thank you. Thank you. So, all right, we'll talk.
right,
We'll
honey.
talk to you later. See ya. Jay, all these people are upset because they've been blocked somehow from my show. They're like, I gotta get back on your show. We gotta get back. So, Maria, if you want to call in, my phone number's right there. All you have to do is call in. Bobby's calling in now, though. He's gonna say something nice about Jay. What's up, Bobby?
Michael, what's up, brother?
What are you up to, my man?
I am so happy for Jay. I'm jumping up and down, man.
Dude, I know people saw the excitement on my face, but I feel the same way. I don't want to say a long time coming. It's perfect. It's perfect timing. This is perfect timing. I
remember, when I first started listening to Jay when she first came over to YouTube. She came up on a search, and it was just when she started her channel, and it was just something that drew me to her, and it felt like she was in my living room hanging out with me, you know what I mean? And then it started, with the Christmas stuff, and then she introduced me to you, and it was like, I don't know if you guys know it, but you guys played like a really important part in people's lives, You take up, our time, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man, and I'm humbled by that. I am when you say it, and I think about it a lot, and I get a lot of little messages, and I know Jay gets the same. I am very humbled that you would spend your time with me and listen, and that you'd spend your time listening to me, and I know Jay's the same way, and so I know it brings a responsibility upon us, and we definitely. I definitely feel that, and I know she does too.
And it was just like, I know, like, when a day is hard and stuff, and I can come home and I can just unwind and put it on and just, if she comes on or you come on, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just so happy for her, and, I know you guys know how important you are to me. Remember the April Fool's deal?
I understand. God, well, that was one of the best. I love that I got to do that April Fool's with Jay.
Dude, I missed work that night because I was so upset.
Oh my gosh! Oh, I do remember that. I remember that.
I called in.
Oh, I so remember that. Yeah, it was. We did break the internet a little bit on April Fool's. If you guys don't remember that, I posted. Okay, so what I did is I posted an April Fool's that Chris Watts escaped from prison. It wasn't nice. It wasn't malicious. It was simply an April Fool's for the true crime community. Jay knew that I was joking. She knew it was funny, or she didn't get mad about it. But we planned that Jay was going to get mad about it, and so we pulled this big fight on air, and and it kind of went sour, and it was a brilliant April Fool's. I'm glad you reminded me about that. I got to go pull that video because I got to watch that again. That's just good times.
Oh, dude, that was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious.
So,
and I'm just really excited. I'm glad. I'm just so happy to see her rise above all this other nonsense and all these content phonies out here.
Yeah, I'll just say this. I'm glad I picked the best when I partnered up. when I got brought into this world, I'm glad I got picked by Jay. I'm glad I didn't get swindled by some of these others, and Jay has always stayed true. Even when people get mad at me, even some of her, subs and mods or whatever have gotten mad at me, she's always stayed true to me. And at least in my mind, me and Jay are thick as thieves. So we'll be going down this world together. We're going down this road together, and I can't wait to see over the next year. I can't wait for 2020, kids. That's the real truth, because
that's the way I feel. I just feel like this is like a little family. We're all in it together. You know what I mean? It's like, and even though we never met, I don't know if we ever will, but it's just like closeness. It's like a family.
Absolutely, man. Romad, thanks for calling in and giving such great words of encouragement. You had Jay crying, bro. She said she was crying, and and when she said she was crying, I was kind of tearing up to how you were talking, because although we know we affect people, and although I know trust me, because I've said some things that have hurt people and they've told me, and I have to apologize. And so it's good to hear sometimes, because then it keeps us on our toes too, because we know that there's a big world out there that we're talking to, and it's just getting larger. It's just getting bigger. So, man, thanks for the kind words tonight.
Yeah. No problem. You guys deserve it.
All right,
brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, if we'll talk to you later. Hey, Maria, if you want to call me right now, because what I'm about to do is I'm about to hit play on Jay's clip and let that clip play again. If you're just coming in, you haven't seen this, what we're talking about, why we're giving Jay all these props tonight is because Jay represented the community. And when I say the community, I'm talking about the true crime YouTube community. She was an incredible ambassador, in how she handled an interview, but really it wasn't luck. It wasn't by accident. It was simply by preparation, by design, because of the hard work Jace put in, that this next clip comes about. So I'm going to answer this phone call. I'm going to play this video for you guys real quick, and then we'll go from there. Let me get this phone call. Hey, just hold on one sec. I'll be right there. Let's do that. Let me kill this and make this big.
Charges were filed against
All
Vera
right.
Muska
Let me
today,
mute
but
my
friends
mic
say
here.
they are shocked she's accused of having anything to do with it at all. Lauren Tallarico in Northwest Harris County tonight with that part of the story. Lauren?
Well, Len, last night, before this whole thing started to unravel, one of her best friends, one of Heidi's best friends, was on a live podcast when she found out what was unraveling right here at Megan's home, and she couldn't believe it. Before the world knew, Heidi Broussard's life ended tragically.
This is Megan and Christopher here.
One of Heidi's best friends, Carissa Nolte, was a live guest on a podcast called J is for Justice.
I think they're just hopeful that she returns no matter what.
At the same time, information started rolling in about a search at a home on Bojack Drive. The hosts Googled the address.
There is a baby registry to the owners of that house. Megan, Humphrey, and Christopher Green have a baby registry.
Oh my God, that's Megan's house. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What?
That's Megan, her best friend that met her at church camp with me.
Carissa says they all met 24 years ago in Columbus, Texas. Heidi stayed close to Megan, but Carissa just reconnected with her since Heidi went missing.
I've talked to Megan every day, all day. She's been like sick over this. She just had a baby and she's breastfeeding.
This girl Megan just had a baby?
Yes.
How long
and
ago?
Her name's Luna. She's 15 days old, 16 days old. Her and Heidi are best friends. She was there in the room when Heidi had Margot.
Did you see her baby?
I haven't seen pictures of her.
But it's a girl?
Yes.
Megan for sure had a baby.
She told us she went to a birthing center and had her baby.
Throughout the interview, Carissa says Megan told her she's a wedding planner in Houston and her baby's name is Luna May. Although Carissa never saw the baby, she did hear her over the phone.
I even told her she sounded sweet.
As far as Christopher Green, the man who owns this home, he hasn't been charged at this point, and apparently during that interview, Carissa told them that he was the baby's father, but of course, still a lot in this investigation. Len.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot for police to work through tonight. Lauren, thank
you. I did see your.
Hey, I don't know if you heard, but we just investigation of the.
You can't chat?
I can see it, but I can't chat.
Well, no, you've been talking, right? Are you not Maria Kelly?
No, on Jay's podcast.
Oh, you might be blocked. Oh, no, you can't chat on Jay's podcast because she's not live right now.
No, earlier when she was live, I could see all the texts and the messages.
Oh, you might be
People texting
timed
like-
out. You might be timed out.
Oh,
You're gonna have to plead. You're gonna have to plead. She's pleading with you, Jay. She's timed out.
God.
All right. Well, she knows you're
All right,
timed
I'll
out
talk to you
now.
later.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye. People get upset when they get timed out on the old podcast. So, she called in. So, what she was talking about is there is another YouTuber that got an email from a guy who says he's the father of Margot. Now, I saw the video of the YouTube video that the guy reads the email and this, that, and the other. And I don't know. Maybe he is. Here's what I do know. They are taking DNA to confirm. So with that, we're going to find out if Shane's the father, if Shane's not the father. But I don't think, well, I think it turns into a big mess now if in fact the DNA comes back to someone else and not Shane, then yeah, it's going to be some craziness going on. But I also know that the internet is a buzz and there's emails running this way and that way. So I never mentioned that email because it didn't come to me, right? And I don't know who this other YouTuber is and all that stuff. Yeah, it's bogus. It could be, she said somebody reported this bogus. Yeah, I think it's bogus. It's like, so like that's why you don't hear us say everything you read on the internet. Like there's plenty of times that you people come on and say, I mean, I said it to Yolanda last night. I was like, where'd you hear this about the baby bump? And she was like, on the Jay is for Justice show. And I was like, oh God, I gotta have to deal with Jay. That's kind of how that whole thing went down. And turns out there might actually be a fake baby bump that was taken out of Megan's house when they ran that search warrant. And I'm going to have to eat crow. Yeah, there you go, Jay. See, that's why she didn't focus on it. She mentioned it and then moved on. That's why you have to understand, for everything that you guys read on the internet and on all these cases, trust me. I know they send shit to me. So I know Jay's getting a lot of that stuff. And because we do have the best people, like the Jay's little sleuthers. I need them to come on my, can I get on? Jay, can I get some of your team? Can I borrow some of your team sometime? Jeez. Do y'all want to join my team? I just don't do all those chats. See, the best part about Jay is she'll get in all those chats with her mods and go back and forth. I need y'all to write me a paper, send it to me, and I'll deliver. But no, it's these they're on it. They're on it. Everybody's on it. We're on it. Baby bump video. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go get a baby bump. Wear the baby bump around. It's going to be ridiculous. Is Megan still the only one that has been arrested? Now, see, that is a question we don't have answered yet. I believe that some credible news organizations, some other credible people have said that there are 2 people in custody. They're just not they're just not releasing that yet. And so I have a feeling we're going to get some more information over the next couple of days that's going to come out. And we're going to try to get I might have to tell them I'm friends with Jay, but I'm going to have be like, they're going to be like, "Oh, we're going to go do the Jays for Justice show now." So hopefully we'll have some interviews here. They don't all flock to Jay's channel tonight. I bet Jay's subscription goes up by 1,000. Austin's a pretty big place, and when people see that Jay is for Justice logo, they're headed to YouTube, baby. They want to hear that whole interview. They want to hear the whole interview that went down. So it'll be interesting. I want to know. Hard to imagine the boyfriend Chris being innocent. What did Sleuth investigate? Man, see, this is the only thing about stream. We can't see all the chat. That's the problem. I miss a lot of those chats because some reason it doesn't seem to show all of your chats. It only shows some of them. It doesn't show. So I got to come over here and get on the live chat stream. There's your chatties. Put live chat on. Nobody went by the car and saw her. I'm baffled. Where do you think Chris is? I think Chris is probably back at his house or staying with friends. Missing mom, baby, Heidi, friend Megan, now booked into Travis County Jail. Yep, she is booked in. She is booked. So that means they transferred her from Houston. Well, the car was hidden. They pulled it through the gate and put it in the back. Yeah, how old did Megan supposedly go have a baby without her boyfriend? This is the question we've asked. This is the question I was asking earlier today. How does one fake a pregnancy and then come home with a baby? Now, my speculation was, if in fact she kidnaps Heidi and the baby, she then kills Heidi, and does she lay low for one evening somewhere? Or maybe a day or two, like a day and a half, and then goes home and tells the boyfriend, I had my baby at the birthing center. And then she has this 2-week-old baby. Maybe she doesn't go home. It's only 7 days. So you got to think. So if she stays out for 2 days and doesn't come home and tells her boyfriend, I'm having a baby at the birthing center, don't you think he'd go if he thought it was his baby? Like, this is the weirdest thing to me on how she tried to pull this over on her boyfriend.
And that live video was actually her house?
Yeah.
The house is humongous.
Yeah.
So she's rich?
No, it's her. I mean, the house is owned or rented. They rent it. Probably they could rent it. Yeah, it's owned by this. It's owned by this Chris guy. Yeah, but it can be deceptive. It's like Fox Run. It could have been just like Fox Run. Yeah, but you could rent one. I mean, and it's owned by this other guy, her boyfriend. Uh-oh. We got a no caller ID calling in. What's up? You're live with Dad with a phone.
Hey, D-Wop.
Hey, what's
Boulder
going on?
calling.
Boulder's in the house. What do you think about all this?
Oh, well, y'all know me as Marina on YouTube. So, Jay, again, props and congrats. But I do have some things from last night's stream that have definitely, so you guys were just talking about the boyfriend. Now, if I remember correctly, he's African American.
Yep. Or
And
at least
my son-
at least he's mixed. I don't know if
Okay,
he's
well,
if he's because he's a light-skinned African American, or he could be mixed, you know.
Okay, well, my husband was fairly light-skinned African American.
Okay.
So I have him, and I'm Caucasian, so I have a mulatto son.
Okay.
And there was no doubt that my son was mixed when I gave birth to him. Some people say, oh, it takes a day or two before their color comes in, this kind of whatever. We knew right away. I mean, there was absolutely no doubt. So he had to have noticed how this child had absolutely no color to him.
No, yeah, and that was my whole kicker. You know, it's a question I ask, and I'm sure it's a question law enforcement asked. But
Did he not call CPS? So he had the question already.
well, yeah, and that again, that was reported that he called Child Protective Services, but then also they've also reported that the cops showed up at the house, arrested or detained her, and then CPS was called. And so there's conflicting reports on that, on how it actually went down and when it went down. I do believe that in the drone video, when they were, it's real confusing, but there's a couple of video shots where there's somebody under the porch and it looks like there's a Texas Ranger. I say it looks like a Texas Ranger because he's wearing a cowboy hat. Most Texas Rangers wear cowboy hats. It's kind of like part of the uniform. And so there was a Texas Ranger and someone else under the porch, and it looked like maybe they were doing a little interview or talking there. It's interesting though, because that's the biggest question is what happened. How did you not know? How did this girl pull off that she was pregnant and then comes home with this baby? And how long the baby's here for? What is the baby here for? 4 days, 3 days, 2 days? Was the baby here the entire time, or did she stay gone for a couple of days and pretend like she had a baby? And so,
well, and this brings me to the next thing. So when everybody was alive, everybody was, even I was doing searches when they found the Target registry. It was for all boy clothes.
Yeah.
And then the registry in the middle of it disappears.
In the middle of the live?
Yeah.
Well, that's because
so the registry was there. The gals that were, the mods, everybody was looking it all up. They found one on Amazon. They found one for Target. And I think another site, a marketplace, possibly. But suddenly the one for Target during the stream literally vanished.
That's because somebody was watching.
And it was for all little boy clothes. It was, which makes me wonder if this chick was not looking for a different, it would just happen to work out, and maybe she didn't want to take her Heidi's baby, but she didn't have a choice because it didn't work out for her to steal a little boy from someone, because it was for all little boy clothes.
Yeah, no, I know. We talked to Jay, and she said it was kind of like general neutral, and then for boy stuff, and it was a registered deal.
Yeah.
So there's I think a couple of things. One, when we talk about the boyfriend, there's a chance he's in custody. We don't know that he's not in custody because they haven't released that information. when it comes to Megan,
Yep.
I think the only people that are going to understand Megan are the people who are as crazy as Megan, because this situation makes no sense.
Well,
And
maybe her and KK can share a cell.
oh, I'd love that. I'd love that. I told people, I said, you know, KK has a run-in for the most hated woman in America this year, and Megan stepped up to the plate, you know, and so, yeah, those are two of the most hated women in America this year, and
And
so,
she for sure knew that she was taking the baby, like Shane had said, that it was going to be her first day taking her
yeah,
son to school. So they had just spoke on the phone, according to the friend last night. Carissa
okay.
had said, oh yeah, they were just talking. And
Oh,
she
that
actually just
Megan,
called
that Megan and Heidi were talking.
that morning. Yep.
Oh, I bet.
From what I remember, if I remember everything correctly, there was so much going on. It was, like I said, Jay and the mods, a total class act. The way they dealt with it, there was no, oh my god, nobody was freaking out. It was handled so professionally.
Yeah, definitely.
was
And that
awesome.
I need to definitely say that there's a lot of people that was listening to watch that video, and in the video the news people say um the host looks up, and Jay will back this. Listen, all her mods, all her people were pulling information, and she was delivering it like a brilliant host does. These news media people will try to sometimes make the podcast seem smaller than it is, but we all know that there was a team of people working with Jay, and that's how that thing came together. It wasn't by accident, and so the timing may have been perfect, and all that. Timing is everything. That is with everything in life. Timing is everything, and the timing was brilliant. But it wasn't by accident, and there was a team of people working with Jay, and she delivered it, and it was really professional, and
Yep.
even in the authenticity of the gasp,
Oh yeah.
it
And
was there. So
the timing of the questions, and yet the calmness in her voice and the way she approached it. She didn't want to upset her friend any more than she already was. Jay, the concern that Jay had, and the other moderator that was asking questions, everybody stayed very calm about, when they were asking the questions. It just all the pieces of the puzzle start to fit together. And then when Carissa said, "Oh my gosh, that's what."
yeah, when it came out, it was powerful. It was a powerful moment, and there was lights and bells were ringing. Everybody's
and
lights were going off.
I gotta think that the good Lord above was probably playing a little bit of a part in that, and hopefully, I guess I kind of look at it as you and Jay both help bring closure in like you with the crazy and stuff, and her with this case, some understanding and some peace for the family and the friends. I mean, them giving Jay permission to, the mom, Heidi's mom, saying yes, and that the information getting put out there, I guess, and getting to her before the police were even able to notify her. So they knew to go to the police and ask the questions that needed to be asked. So,
well, yeah, because when that all went down, nobody knew what was going on. And maybe there were other people that weren't online that were going running addresses and going, who owns that house and how? But I when Jay explained to me what happened, I was still trying to figure it out, because I actually there were people running the house address for me as well. And I didn't get Megan's name to come back, But now after I watched the video, Megan's name came back because she had put that address on that registry. So it wasn't necessarily who owns the house. It was she had tied that address, and it made more sense when I found out it came back from a baby registry. And so then I was like, well, I was wondering why I didn't get it, but somebody had Googled it and it showed up in the Target registry or the Amazon registry, and that's how it rolled back. And again, timing is everything. And it just worked perfect. It was perfect timing. And the recognition of the timing could have come in a lot of ways. Whoever sent that clip or whoever got that clip in the hands of the news media, thank you, because tonight it was shown in Austin. There's a good chance tomorrow it will be shown around the world. And so the timing was perfect. The authenticity of the interview and the way it went down, you definitely can't write that stuff. And so but let's not forget. I mean, I don't want to turn the conversation, but this ain't like the first time Jay's brought some breaking news live while it's going down. I mean, just a few days ago, she cracked a little case in the YouTube world that we all know about and blew up the YouTube world. So she cracked a little drama case in the YouTube world. Again, live on the air, she cracked it. And so brilliant work. Jay ripped it brilliantly. Great mods, great team of people working, and it literally unfolded. It unfolded just like it was supposed to, is what it was meant to unfold. So it worked out. Jay just said that online. It unfolded like it was supposed to, and it did. So hey, well, thanks for the call.
She handled it with absolute class, and so did her mods. It was great. Yeah, no, I had my tablet in my lap too. Trying.
I gotta interrupt your phone call because Jay is for Justice is calling in.
Oh, you best go then.
I better pick this phone call up. Hey, Miss J is for Justice.
Hey,
what?
I have some new info I want to pass along.
Breaking it on Dad with a phone right now.
Breaking news. So this was included in an article, and Shell actually just sent this to me. Props to Shell N. Video at Broussard's Austin apartment complex captured her getting into Faramuska's car willingly on December 12th, the day she went missing, said sources. Margot was with her. They were old friends. So she willingly got in the car. We know that now.
Which is what kind of we considered probably went down. And then as soon as we found out that it was Megan, it made sense because they were old friends and it wouldn't have caught alarm. So they're reporting that now. So now the weird thing could be is if they're reporting that, then they may have just tracked down her and then showed up, and then it may have unfolded where the boyfriend didn't call anybody.
Right.
And so if they tracked her down through the tip at the apartments that witnesses saw her getting into this car, and then they give the description of the car and they track it to Megan, then they may have never got that phone call like it was reported or like they said.
Right, like they're saying, and we don't even know if that came from law enforcement, but I thought that was a pretty good finding there.
Yeah, so they're piecing it together. I mean, they're pulling it, or they had it pieced because, I mean, 7 days, it took them it still took them some time to get that info. They had to go knock on those doors and get that info. So wherever that tip came in from, it took a couple of days to get that tip in, but then they were on it. So that's pretty.
But my question for you is this, okay? So this is what I'm wondering. So if she got in there willingly, we know that she left the door open, or we think she left the door open because Shane or somebody, no, it was Carissa said the door was open last night. She said when the apartment door was left open. The diaper bag was inside.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah.
The car
So
seat
Shane
was inside.
testified in Shane's interview, and he says he came home and the door was open.
Right. So the diaper bag was in the house. The car seat was in the house. So did this girl know that? Did Heidi know she was coming by? You know, all these little details is what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Like, did she know
So
she was coming?
I'm sure if they recover Heidi's cell phone record, that they're going to recover a phone call that came from a phone that is somehow tied to Megan. And either it probably wasn't an arranged meeting because, well, okay, let me put it this way. If I'm Megan, I don't want to plan this meeting because I don't want her to tell anyone that I'm coming by. So I'm not going to schedule a meeting with Heidi, and then because if she
Because
tells,
Heidi might say, "Oh, my friend Megan's coming."
yeah,
over.
exactly. And so what could have happened though is Megan could have. I think Megan probably followed her that day and watched her. And then when she got back to the apartment, she buzzed her, called her, and said, "Hey, I'm in the area." Because remember, Megan lives in Houston, and so just to show up in Austin is a little bit of a trip. And so she could have just texted her, called her, and we don't have these phone records, but maybe she just contacted her and said, "Hey, I'm in the area. I'll swing in. Let's run over to Sonic, or let's run over to wherever, and get a coffee." Whatever the excuse was to get her into the car. Now the question is, how do you can't overpower her while you're driving, right? You're not gonna go down the road and be able to strangle her while you're driving. So where do you take her, and what happens between picking her up and
what did she tell her? Like, why would Heidi get in the car with her purse in her vehicle, right? All she had on her was her keys and her phone.
So I think it could have been, we could speculate on 100 different things. And
true.
And so I could say,
I don't think that maybe Heidi didn't know she was going to take off.
Well, I don't think she sped off. I think she got in the car with her and they were going to go somewhere. But
I feel like it wasn't that, D-Wop, just because everything was left behind. Like, why would she take the baby in no diaper bag?
Because if it was a short explanation from Megan, "Hey, I'm in the area. You want to go grab a coffee? Just grab the baby real quick. I've got a car seat in the car, and let's go grab a coffee." Right? It could have been just that. And why? And hey, let me buy you coffee. Let me buy you lunch. You don't even need your wallet. You don't need nothing. Just grab the baby and come on. And we'll just be gone for a little bit. And so that could have been the very explanation. Now, if the first thing that came to my head, I want to be very careful when I say this. I am completely speculating. If you were going to go do something illegal in the car, like your friend came by and said, "Hey, I got something you want to share with me," you wouldn't grab your purse and everything because you're just going to go around the block and do something in the car. You know what I'm saying? And so if you were going to do something illegal, then maybe you just jump in the car and you're going to go around the block and you're going to do something and then you're going to come back. She's going to drop you off. And so is that fair enough to just
I guess like, "Oh, hey, will you run up to the gas station with me," or something like that?
Yeah, except that the gas station's probably not going to get a mom out of the house with a baby, So there had to have been some motive or motivation. Something motivated Heidi to get into the car. So the easy thing is, "Hey, let me take you for a coffee. Let me take you for a quick bite to eat. Hey, let's run down to the park. Hey, hey, I'll go with you. Hey, let's go do." To me, if they were going to go run errands, she takes the purse and stuff. So for me, whatever got her in the vehicle was a short moment.
Because supposedly Megan was supposed to have a baby, right? So if Megan has a baby, Wouldn't Heidi be like, okay, well, where's your baby?
I don't think Megan is telling baby story to anyone until she has Margot. I'm not saying she's not faking being
I see
pregnant.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's not faking being pregnant with her boyfriend or with, but
Well,
I don't.
No. She was, because remember, Heidi said that when she was in the birthing room, that was the first time she saw her pregnant.
Yeah. So, well, there you go. Well, that's what. Yeah, that is
So
true.
wouldn't
That's what.
Heidi be like, oh, well, let me see? Maybe she was like, let me see the baby.
Well, but
I'll show you the baby.
maybe it's only 10 days. It's no, at that point, it's only 2 weeks after Margot's been born. Maybe Megan just says she's 2 weeks overdue, and she hadn't had the baby yet.
Maybe.
Like she's just overdue. She's going along or whatever you want to. The how she got her in the car and the fact that she didn't take anything with her tells me that there had to be a motivation, and especially if eyewitnesses are coming out and saying that she got in the car willingly and they described the vehicle, and so it could have been as simple as a coffee. It could have been as sadistic as something illegal that we were going to just go do around the block real quick and I'll drop you back off. It could have been, any number of things. But because if we're getting witnesses, it had to have been. I don't think it was a planned trip. I don't at least think I would have. If I'm doing this, I'm not trying to plan so people know what's happening. So I think it could have just been and the spur of the moment thing also would lend light to why she didn't take anything, why she wasn't prepared to go anywhere. So when she showed up, because what if she didn't call her and she runs upstairs, she knocks on the door. Hey, what's going on? Hey, I was in the area. I thought I'd take you for a quick coffee. Come on, let's just go. Just grab the baby. We don't need anything. I've got a car seat. We'll put her in the car seat. We'll run over here, go through the drive-thru at Starbucks. And they head out and the door just gets left open hastily, right? If she called her and said, hey, I just pulled in. I got something for you. Come on, run down here. I got a present for you. Run down here. I'll give it to you. She grabs the baby and she runs out the door thinking she's about to just run back up. Like, I'm just going to run down the car. She has the baby in her hands. She doesn't shut the door. She gets down to the car and Megan feeds her some story of, hey, jump in real quick. We'll go get a coffee, or jump in. We'll go get something,
Yeah, you know what? I do know that they were talking about breastfeeding a lot. And Heidi was having some issues with breastfeeding. And she was talking to Megan about that.
So, yeah, Megan could have said, hey, I got this pump. I got this book. I'm going to bring this over to you. And then when she got there, she just had this little quick plan to get her to get in the car and get her out the property. The problem is where does it turn awkward? Like, at what point in the drive, when they exit, if they weren't planning on going, she didn't seem to be planning on going somewhere because her keys are left or all this stuff, or this happens. She gets her in the car, she takes her somewhere, and she comes back and brings that stuff back. In other words, they did plan on going somewhere. She brought her purse and her keys and her phone and everything was in the car. They went, she took her somewhere, killed her.
You know what I just thought of,
and then comes back and leaves the door open to make it look like, because then to get a witness to then say, oh, I saw him get into the car. But what if she killed her and came back and left the door open and put the stuff back in the house to make it look like?
That's entirely true. Because you know what? I just thought of, you know how I told you that Megan is 5'9" and Heidi's like 5'4", 5'3"?
Yeah.
They said that her driver's seat was pushed far back. Like further back than Heidi would have it when she drives.
Oh, you mean in Heidi's car?
Yes. Yes. And that girl's tall. She's 5'9". So could she have been in the car?
She shows up, but they don't say she gets in. The witnesses doesn't say she gets in her car with another lady. They say she gets in Megan's car.
Right, but maybe, like you said, if she came back, she could have gotten in the car for something. I don't know.
Yeah, she could have gotten in. I don't know why she would have tried to drive her car. And in fact, if the witnesses are saying she got in Megan's car, I would assume that somehow she lures her into that car. And then my only question is how far does she get out of the apartment complex before it becomes an awkward situation?
Where she's like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Where are you taking me?
What's going on? Yeah.
And then
it's like a movie. I'm telling you. I picture it. This is going to be a freaking made-for-TV movie.
They're all going to be made-for-TV movies.
Well, who's going to play Jay?
Who do you like? I tell people I want The Rock to play me, but who do you want to play you?
Rock? I don't know. I've never thought about it.
If somebody's going to play Jay and they're going to put the scene of Jay doing her podcast in, and they're going to just dramatize it up a little bit. Chat, put in chat who should play Jay.
Who would play Jay?
Who would
the
play
Rock?
Jay?
Where do you? Why The Rock?
Oh, that's just because I want The Rock to play me. Because I'm just like I'm gonna have The Rock play Dad with the phone.
Oh my god.
But
The Rock.
No, Walter White is D-Wop, is what somebody says.
Megan Fox. Ooh, Lace with Lacey.
Angelina Jolie.
I don't look like Megan Fox.
Christina Ricca.
Who's that?
I don't know. J-Lo. You want some J-Lo?
J-Lo's all right. I'll take it.
You'll take J-Lo.
I'll take it.
That's fun.
Who's that girl that's married to Ashton Kutcher? Oh yeah.
Julia Roberts. J-Lo's got 2 votes now. Jennifer Lopez is 2 vote in now. Angelina's got a couple of votes.
What is her name from that 70s
Natalie
show?
Portman. I don't know.
I don't know who Natalie Portman is.
Natalie Portman for sure. Sherry says. Jessica Bell. Ashton's wife. Oh, I don't know who Ashton Kutcher's wife is.
Lace with Lacey put it in chat. I think it's going too fast. Yeah,
Anyway.
I'll take her. I'll take Ashton's wife.
You'll take Ashton Kutcher's wife. All right, y'all hear that, Hollywood? Can y'all call Ashton?
Call her up.
Call her up. We need her to play Jay. Oh man.
All right, I'm not going to clog your phone line anymore, but I wanted to let
No,
you know
those are good. That's great. That's great. Little like how all that went down. So
I'd love to see that video, man.
How many times have you shared your clip?
I just sent it to my kids and my sister and a couple friends.
Exactly. You see how Muffin's growing? You see how big Muffin's growing?
I know Muffin's huge. I love Muffin. She's so chill.
She is a chill. She's a real chill puppy for sure.
Yeah, she's really cute.
Oh, anyway. Well, thank you, Jay, for calling in.
All right. See you, D-Wop.
All right. We'll see you. Oh, man. Those are great questions. Think about that. How did Heidi get into Megan's car with nothing? In other words, she didn't have baby stuff. She didn't have any of that stuff going down. How did that take place? When they left the apartment complex, where did they go? How far did they get before it became awkward for Heidi? I bet. Oh. What if Heidi was drugged? Damn it. What if freaking Megan pulled a KK? What if she took something to her and drugged her and then manipulated her down willingly. Hey, come on down, grab this coffee. She sat there for a second. They drink a coffee. The coffee's got ambient and Valium in it. Heidi passes out. That makes a lot of damn sense. What if she brought her coffee? What if she pulled a playbook? What if she's been watching the Patrick Frazee case and she pulled a KK, but she actually did the coffee? Damn. Take about 20 minutes for it to kick in. Oh, what if she took coffee to her and no, I think a coffee poisoning makes sense. What if she brings her Starbucks? Megan brings the baby down just to show her the baby. Hey, sit, I brought you Starbucks. Have a seat. And they're just chit-chatting in the car. Boom, she drinks because this is her friend. She brings it. She tink, 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 tink. 20 couple minutes go by. Boom, she goes to sleep. She gets out of there. And then there's no awkwardness. There's no awkward fight. And here's the other thing. If she poisons her just enough, she could overpower her and strangle her easier. Now they're going to do a toxicology. They're going to do a drug screening. They're going to do an autopsy, and they release the cause of death, but they also may have information that shows something in Heidi's blood that then would confirm a story of a roofied coffee or and so very, very put something in a drink. You show up downstairs, you get her to come downstairs, and she poisons you. Then you drive off, you go somewhere, you overpower her, and then you get her into your trunk, and then you go to the hotel or go home. That makes more sense. So that somehow she got drugged. Where I was headed down that road on a voluntarily basis, it may have been involuntary drugging in the vehicle. Hey, come sit down, have a coffee with me, bring the baby down. Boom. And there you go. She drives off and she's off the apartment complex and stuff. And so there's a theory, speculation that makes sense. It has some validity. Now, if Megan confesses to bringing poison coffee, y'all heard that shit here first on Dad with a Phone. Just saying. Yeah, she died of we do know the official cause of death is strangulation, but if she gave her enough drugs to just subdue her, 7 days in her system. That is a question. I don't know if those drugs would last 7 days after she had passed in her system. I don't know. Maybe it could have been as simple as a taser. Yes, it could have been. It could have been as simple as she got in the car, she tased her, and then she took her somewhere. Yeah, it makes sense that however she got her off, maybe she wasn't planning on going anywhere. Maybe she brought the coffee, brought the poison, brought the taser, brought something. Megan says Heidi. It is a true, it's a mystery in that, but we kind of have unfolded the sickness of the motive. You know, the sickness of the motive was the baby. The details on how it got done, man, can you wait until Austin PD gets a hold of Megan in an interrogation room? They are going to rip her. They are going to rip her a new one. All right. I think we end on that. Oh, Father. Crazy day today. Crazy day. Crazy day. Well, let's go out the same way we came in, and we'll just Jennifer, what do you want to call about? You better call me now. I'll put up a banner. There's my number. And call in if somebody's got a question. I've been skipping through. I was about to end, but I don't want to end if you got a question out there. I ain't trying to run you kids off. I just can't. I can't. I'm in a live software, and then try to watch both these chats is a little crazy. So we are going to play Jay's clip again just for shits and giggles. Because we can. Because we can.
Called J is for Justice.
I think they're just hopeful that she returns no matter what.
At the same time, information started rolling in about a search at a home.
Charges were filed against Firamuska today, but friends say they are shocked she's accused of having anything to do with it at all. Lauren Tallarico in Northwest Harris County tonight with that part of the story. Lauren?
Well, then last night, before this whole thing started to unravel, one of her best friends, one of Heidi's best friends, was on a live podcast when she found out what was unraveling right here at Megan's home, and she couldn't believe it. Before the world knew, Heidi Broussard's life ended tragically.
This is Megan and Christopher here.
One of Heidi's best friends, Carissa Nolte, was a live guest on a podcast called J is for Justice.
I think they're just hopeful that she returns no matter what.
At the same time, information started rolling in about a search at a home on Bojack Drive. The hosts Googled the address.
There is a baby registry to the owners of that house. Megan, Humphrey, and Christopher Green have a baby registry.
Oh my God, that's Megan's house. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What?
What?
That's Megan, her best friend that met her at church camp with me.
Carissa says they all met 24 years ago in Columbus, Texas. Heidi stayed close to Megan, but Carissa just reconnected with her since Heidi went missing.
I've talked to Megan every day, all day. She's been like sick over this. She just had a baby and she's breastfeeding.
Isn't this girl Megan just had a baby?
Yes.
How long
and
ago?
Her name's Luna. She's 15 days old, 16 days old. Her and Heidi are best friends. She was there in the room when Heidi had Margot.
Did you see her baby?
I haven't seen pictures of her.
But it's a girl?
Yes.
Megan for sure like had a baby.
She told us she went to a birthing center and had her baby.
Throughout the interview, Carissa says Megan told her she's a wedding planner in Houston and her baby's name is Luna May. Although Carissa never saw the baby, she did hear her over the phone.
I even told her she sounded sweet.
As far as Christopher Green, the man who owns this home, he hasn't been charged at this point, and apparently during that interview, Carissa told them that he was the baby's father, but of course still a lot in this investigation. Len.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot for police to work through tonight. Lauren, thank you.
Hey, thanks for joining Dad with the Phone tonight. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and if you want to, you can go over to J is for Justice. If you don't already follow J is for Justice, go follow J is for Justice over on YouTube, and follow me on Facebook. Hey, thank you guys for the awesome reviews. If you're watching on Facebook right now, because we're simulcasting to both Facebook and YouTube, go over on the Facebook page, Dad with the Phone, and give me a review. It really does help. Write a couple of quick words in the review section. Just click on the review, give me a star, or if you don't like me, tell me what you don't like about me. But either way, it helps. If you want to help support Dad with the Phone, you can support Dad with the Phone right at this PayPal. You can type that PayPal link in and it'll take you straight to a page you can give straight from your fat ass credit cards. What else? Nothing else. So thanks for joining Dad with the Phone. Thank you, Jay, for kicking ass and taking names and representing the true crime community very, very, very well. We are lucky to call you. I'm lucky to call you a friend, and it's been awesome to partner and collab with you. So I'm going to say a quick prayer for the family because I feel like that's important. I feel like I want to say a quick prayer for them and be able to end this out on a positive note, thinking about the family and the people who are affected by what happened. So we'll throw a picture up there of them. Kill my banner. Hey, so when I say a prayer, if you don't believe in prayer, then you don't have to pray with me. But if you meditate, or if you do yoga, or if you worship the trees, I don't care. But I think there is some power when people gather together and they think the same way and they agree. So if you'll agree with me in the things that I'm about to say, I think we move shit in the world. And so join with me on that. We move shit when we pray. How about that? Hashtag that. Father, I just pray that you put your arms around Heidi's family in this time of loss. I pray that you speak peace into every crevice, every bone in their body, that the agony a mother may go through or the agony a father goes through, I pray that you comfort that agony and that pain and what's happening in their lives. I ask that you move in their family across lines, whether Shane's family or Heidi's family. I pray that you put your arms around the kids. I pray you put your arms around the son, the daughter. We don't understand why these tragedies happen. We don't always understand. It's hard to fathom the very things that are unfolding in front of us live in world. This is real world, more than just a YouTube, more than just a little podcast, more than any of that. It is simply real people's lives being affected in these situations. And I ask that you bless the lives that are being affected. Bless the people who have lost the most in this situation. And put your arms around little Margot and never let her lack for love and affection in her life. Cover her tonight, Father. Cover Margot tonight. I pray against anything that may affect her long term. I pray you bless the people listening right now. I'm blessed every time a caller calls in and says a kind word, but be with Romad tonight. Be with Jay, the people listening. Be with the no caller ID Boulder woman who called in and continues to call in. Put a blessing on all Dad with the phone followers tonight, will you, Father? Show them a little extra love tonight. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back. See you on the flip side.